What did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again.
Hello again, guys. Today I got a bit of a different episode here for you. Going over a few things, actually. The deer that's traveling away right now is that solo whitetail, a deer that I cannot locate on my map. So what I did just to see is I'm actually in a multiplayer game. I created my own multiplayer match just so I'd get new respawns. And on my single player map, right here, it is this guy right here. Oh, I hate it when the game does that. It breaks the spacebar. I can't locate this guy anywhere on my single player map. But I load this one up, and instantly I can find him. There's a solo elk there, and a solo elk over there, and everybody's exactly where I thought they would be. So I found him instantly, but I certainly cannot find him on my map. So just a quick little public service announcement there. I can pretty much confirm he doesn't exist on my map. So I just want to bring that up like right away, that I am on a multiplayer map for this recording. And just check your old maps, not just for this guy specifically, but if you're not actually finding a solo animal, it could be that they're not there and never spawning. So I can sort of confirm that is happening. I've had people post that deer is indeed in their map, and I've had several say that they can't find him either. So I just bring that up because he's an easy one to check on, but I'm wondering what other ones are disappeared then. If it's just him, it's kind of doubtful that maybe he's the only one that's having trouble. So I wanted to bring that up real quick since I just had him on my optics there a minute ago. Just in case by chance one of the developers is watching. Once in a while they watch. But I can pretty much confirm this whitetail, he is not on my single player map and is not on several others as well. So could be something going on there. Yeah, so I decided to do something a little bit different. So I am on a multiplayer map just because I'm in sort of a transition stage with my saves. My saves sort of kind of like a testing one now, but I do have my core save, which I'll get back to. But in this episode, what I want to do is do a bit of a test with elk. So I'm going to pick an elk herd, and what I'm curious about is how skittish they are between the different zones. So I want to hunt a herd in a drink zone, a feed zone, and a rest zone, just to see if any of those zones feel different on how I'm approaching them. Like, can I get closer in one of them or not? I sort of want to check that out. I got a feeling that all the zones are the same, but I think there is a difference. If there's like an elk herd that's traveling, they seem to be they seem to alert easier when they're traveling than when they're in a zone. But I am curious if the zone actually matters, because I want to practice archery for the upcoming Africa. So we got our simulating bow here with our Apex, and yeah, we're just gonna be thinking that it's sort of archery time. I'm gonna see how close I can sneak into some of these guys, just to see if there's any difference. That is the main goal for the episode: hunt some elk in their zones with the Apex, just to see if there's any difference. But of course, I get distracted easy because there's another thing I wanted to discuss. If you missed a stream I did a little while ago, I finally did a bit of a test on the effects of the female deer, the doe, on the effects of the population. Because we've been told for a while that if you harvest too many doe, that it can reduce the overall population of a species within the habitat. But it always seems to be that I always harvest once in a while, a doe. If I come across a herd and there's no animal to call, then I'll take out a mature doe, just for shooting practice and for some money. But it doesn't ever seem to affect the population. All my herds have seemed to have grown to their maximum size, and they don't never seem to get any bigger now. So I think it's a safe assumption to say that each herd has been designated a certain maximum size, because you'll have a herd that sits at 10, and we have a herd that sits at 7, and they'll never get any larger. So I was wondering what happens if you do take out a bunch of doe. And I removed about 28 to 30 doe in the grasslands here, in Cottonwood and Rivermouth. And by my math, it's probably about 3/4 of them. There's 8 herds in there, or 9 actually, but 1 solo. There's 8 herds. And if you average 4 or 5 doe for each one, then, it kind of comes around there about 70%, 75% mark. And so I removed a bunch of those doe all in a single year, and then I respawned the animals. We're going into a new year, and I've been sort of just pondering the results. The herd that I was monitoring was the one I'm approaching now, because I want to see on new spawn what they actually spawn in as. The herd that on my map was 5 buck and 5 doe, so a 10 deer herd. It's all whitetail that I'm focused on in it. And after all the doe calling, they came back as a 9 deer herd, 4 buck and 5 doe. So taking down all those doe did have an effect, and as a interesting sort of note, it wasn't just for 1 year, because I let that herd keep going for another year undisturbed. And in the new year, even though all the doe were back, they were still capped at 9. So even going into a new year, that herd has still been reduced. And I have a couple other funny sort of herds. Well, at least one other. It's now a 5 deer herd, which is really weird because it's 3 buck and 2 doe, which I've never really seen before. It's always either 50-50 or more doe than male, normally. And so it's missing 1 or 2, because it was either a 6 deer herd or a 7. So just if you're wondering, it does seem to affect the map for sure, but I don't know what the threshold is. I took an awful lot of those doe down. So it's far beyond reasonable what a normal player would do, so I don't think anybody needs to really worry about this. But I wonder what sort of the threshold is, since when I do a science experiment, I'll do the extremes, right? So just to try and see if the mechanic even exists or not. That was the first thing, because it didn't even seem like the does mattered at all. But so I did sort of an extreme test, and yep, certainly they do matter a little bit. Anyways, we can take that many down, but I don't know if it's only 5 doe harvested in a single year to have an effect, or do you actually need 25 or 30 harvests to actually have an effect? So I don't actually know that one, but I think it's still safe to say that you don't have to worry about it too much. But I do find it interesting that I did reduce the maximum herd capacity or animal capacity of some of the herds. So that's kind of interesting, and it doesn't seem to be recovering really quick either. So just another little complicated thing in the game. Must be another little meter running in the background. How long the animals or the herds can regenerate back up to cap. So that was a big ramble. Hopefully that made some kind of sense. I wanted to show that solo whitetail, just so people can be aware and check their maps. No, they're not going crazy, because that's definitely a thing where that guy cannot exist. So I'm wondering if there's others. And then this has been a long-standing question about does affecting the population or not. So they do. I think you have to be awfully aggressive to get it to reflect anyways on your map. But I do want to see what this group spawned in as, because I'm wondering if in multiplayer, do the herds just spawn in at their maximum herd capacity, or do they spawn in like it's a brand new game at their smaller herd size? Because that seems to be a thing too. Most people recall when they start the game that the herds all seem smaller and they grew over time. And that's my feeling too on it. So I'm wondering how the multiplayer session works here. So this herd has a cap of 10 if I can find it. And I just want to see if it's actually at 10 or not. So a couple little questions I'm going through in this little episode before even getting to the hunting. I gotta find them though. They're down here somewhere. Here's something too I just noticed in multiplayer. When you do the little camera out, you don't get this little middle section. I can't change the time of day. I mean, I can... Why is it cranked temperature up to 90%? I don't know. Anyways, I thought that was kind of weird. But that makes sense. I guess you can't just spin the time around in multiplayer. That must somehow affect other players. Yeah, so that's a little side thing. Since I'm in a multiplayer game, I actually didn't make it private. I'm just kind of wondering if anybody joins. so far, yeah, no one's joined at all. It's kind of late at night though. But I think that would be funny. That could mess up my little test run with the elk, but I thought it'd be funny anyways if someone hopped in. There's no way for me to communicate that I'm recording or anything, so no text chat or anything. I'll have to do I don't know, communicate by jumps and spins and crouches. Oh, I didn't find the whitetails there because I had the wrong herd marked on the map. Their often drink zone should be up here. So that's another thing. I should actually experiment more in multiplayer just to see if the zones are indeed always the same for everybody. Like, I know the locations are, but does everybody start with the same often zones and the same rare zones? That'd be an interesting question. Because if they ever do flip, do they just go back to their defaults? All sorts of questions. But if this zone is their often zone, then that matches my map. Always things to find out. Okay, here they are. Now, so far all the animals I've seen are young. So I thought, don't multiplayer matches spawn randomly? The animals, ages and everything? How am I getting all young as random? I'm really curious here. We should be able to get a bit closer. Let's see how many deer there are. Because 100%, this guy here has a capacity of 10 deer. Well, we'll find out. Okay, here they are. How many are there? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so multiplayer, they jump in at their maximum. That makes sense, though. You don't want empty herds, I suppose. I don't see any old ones, though. How are they all so young? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So yeah, this herd in my game is now a 9 deer herd, and even with each year that goes by, it stays at 9. Since I knocked out all the doe. So, anyways, kind of interesting. Not that anyone's gonna take down that many doe, but I am wondering. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I am wondering how many doe are required to trigger something like that. And I'm thinking it's herd wide or habitat wide. Like all the herds took a hit to their maximum. I could just take one of these, but there's absolutely no point at all. I don't get how come it didn't spawn any old deer. That doesn't make any sense. Oh well. So a few questions have been answered. And now I need to pick a target to practice some of this elk hunting. Okay, I gotta go in to practice a rest zone hunt. 300 meters here. Oh, I never checked the zone to see if it was their often zone, but I guess it's a safe assumption since they were there. There's 2 rest zones for elk, so we're gonna sleep 1 hour. There we go. And I'm gonna see how close I can get. Wait, what? Resting starts in a minute? Oh. This shows you my experience in multiplayer. This must be giving other players a warning? Interesting. Oh, neat. So you toggle the rest, and in the bottom right it's got a counter. So what happens? Does it just load? Huh. Everybody just goes unconscious, I guess. That's no one's in the map, but I guess. Well, that's kind of neat. Hey, it puts me back here. Oh, I guess you kind of have to do that. That's what I was kind of thinking. If it gave you some time, you could trigger the sleep and then run to the zone, and then if it's only 60 seconds away, and then wake up right in the zone. Ah, they thought of everything. Alright, so much. Okay, that's not a big deal though, but it does reset you back. Okay. So, let's see what zone they're at here. Strike out of the first zone, off to the next one. 600 meters that away. So they should be here. I'm jogging, closing in on 200 meters, but I haven't heard anything yet. And I haven't been able to see them. I had to flank a little bit due to the wind. But I should really be disturbing them right now. I think I'm in... Yeah, we're in sleep time. Alright, well, we'll crouch in and see. Okay, yep, there they are. They are pretty much right on the marker, too. Okay, so this will be a good test here. The marker's pretty much right on them. So we can get a good feel for it. I'm not doing it super scientifically. I'm just going to go in like I would normally. And just see how close we can get before it really messes up. And of course, the wooded area is different than out in the open. So normally if it's elk in the woods, default difficulty, I would start to go slower now. So we will 140 meters or so, we'll slow it down. This is a little different. There's a little head bob thing going on. I have the head bob turned all the way down. But the character I picked is Grandpa. And I notice when he jumps he makes a different noise. So he's got a different voice. But River doesn't do this steady bob thing. So I know he can glitch out and stuff on the hills, but this is different. Just little differences I'm noticing. It's kind of annoying actually. I mean, I've done lots of crouch approaches with River and Jackie, and I'm pretty certain they don't do that. Oh, that's going to be an alert. Oh man, they're far away too. Alright, well that's gonna ruin my assumption already. Unless there's one that's really close. I thought I'd be able to get closer if they're resting. Closer than 130 meters. That's the one that alerted me anyways, but there could be one's closest. Remember, it's the closest one that causes the problems. Have to wait till they calm down. Alright, once they do calm down like they are now, you still have to give them a minute because the little alert meter hasn't gone all the way down. It just goes below the alertness threshold, so we will start and stop here in a minute. But man, that's a lot farther away than I thought I was going to get busted. Well, 120 meters, not horrible. I guess that's about right, but I thought I could get into about 100 meters on default. So this is going to take me a minute. You gotta go pretty slow. Okay, I just triggered it again by going about 15 meters. I can't see them at this spot, but it's forcing me to stop. I went 10 meters and I'm like, I'm going to push it to the 100 meter mark. So I went from 120 to about 105. So 15 meters closer, and then they alerted there. Just a standard, steady, slow crouch. I wasn't doing the start-stop yet. I was hoping to get within 100 meters before. Now here's the problem. I've alerted them twice. If I alert them again, it's usually about 3 or 4 times, and they'll start walking away. Well, they all seem to be calm again. So I've alerted them twice. Let's try and go 5 meters closer. So we'll go to 100 meters and we'll stop. I think my theory's already kind of fallen apart though. Well, it's not really a theory, but it was kind of my hope. That if they're resting, I could get closer, then it's easier. Because if... Really? I'm not even moving. Wow, okay. In this scenario, this would be very hard to get close to do an archery shot. Are they moving away now? Hey guys. So you've alerted 3 times. Yeah, you're upset. Okay, so they're still okay. They're still doing alright. They haven't really felt enough hunting pressure to leave yet. At least I don't think they are. What are you guys doing? Okay, they still seem happily to sit here. So I'm gonna really pause for another minute. Let that alert meter go down. I guess you're gonna have to really get trying that crouch or the prone crawl. The true predator perk thing, maybe. Man, still 100 meters out. Just giving it a good long wait here. Alright, let's keep going this way with the wind. We're going to start doing start and stops. Pretending we just have a short range bow on us. Because we don't know what sort of shots we'll be able to take with it yet. Did they get alert already? They did. Look at that. Wow. This should be default difficulty. I'm pretty sure it is. Huh. Is it different in multiplayer? I'm pretty much... like, there's no getting close to these guys. I only moved a few feet. Darn. Yeah, you can't really do it here. Wow, that's gonna... basically, this is not... you cannot do archery here. This is not, not a reasonable scenario. Well, at least they're not leaving the area. But I cannot, yeah, I gotta get rid of this one. I'll get rid of that one too. So how close are they? Because they have moved a little further. They're closer. Here's the closest one, 81 meters. I guess that makes sense. I'm 81 meters crouched. I mean, you can do crossbow shot from here. If I could get an angle. Like a clear shot. All you can do is just do little start and stops. But I never really have much patience for that. Oh, I triggered it again. Ah, that was barely moving. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. So I know you can use lures and call them in, but what if the animal doesn't have a lure option, right? And you're trying to do a bow shot. This is your only kind of option here, is to try and sneak in when they're resting or something. And this is not possible. Not reasonable anyways, to me. Now, I am kind of surprised that they haven't started walking away yet. Very kind of surprised. So let's try. I have the true predator crawl thing. So let's... oh, okay, I gotta turn it on though. Oh no, it is on. Okay, there we go. This is gonna be painfully slow though. Okay, so 71 meters. 70 meters. Okay, maybe this is the new thing we have to do. Get that true predator perk unlocked. Doesn't look like I'm alerting them. Oh, there it goes. Wow. So that one's 90 meters away, the one that's chirping at me. Okay. So, I mean, I would be within range of a long bow shot, I would imagine. If there was any kind of clear path to shoot. So this is my concern with archery right here, is if it's an animal that doesn't have any collar options, you're really kind of stuck. He went back. They're not acting as I would suspect as well. I guess not suspect, expect. They should have left by now. I should have hunter pressured them out of here. So I'm going to do the same thing on my single player game now, because now I don't know if there's differences between multiplayer and single player. There shouldn't be. But I did do this at a rest zone with elk on my single player one, and I could have. I'm certain I crouched up to 80 meters without too much trouble when they're in the rest zone. Well, this is working now, though. But there's no option to shoot any of them. A bolt will not get through any of that. Like, this is all just reading as a solid wall. Oh, that's just a normal call. Are they moving out now? Oh, I'm gonna keep messing around with them here, see if I can get any closer. Well, I think 50 meters is there. So this is getting more reasonable here. But it certainly is taking a minute. And there's no shot on this guy. Oh, I can get a shot right through there. Oh, instant armature. Even though I don't need to call him. At least we can practice on him. There is a shot. Okay, so this is working if I'm crawling and stopping an awful lot. They also walk towards me a bit, so that certainly helped. He needs to step forward. Oh, he just did. No, too far. Oh, he's spinning around. So he's just beyond the 50 meter mark. I forget the dots on it here. Yep, I wrote them down a couple times, but I don't know which is which. I'm not going to use hunter sense. 50. I think it was a 72 or something the next one down was. I'm not sure. Well, if I'm within 30 meters of one of them. So I don't think it's any easier than the other zones. I think it's just the start-stop thing. With the True Predator perk. He's right there. An impossible shot at the moment. But I am getting close. Okay, now it's reading 60. Well, hold on. Let's use the hunter sense dot just for a second to see what my zeroing is. Because I don't know. It's not going to read right. Oh, there it is, sort of. It's going to keep bouncing off of the sticks. So that's 63. Yeah, I thought the first dot's like 72 or something. So that would be about right. Right. But I think all these sticks are going to block the shot. Plus he's quartering heavily. So wind to the left, so I gotta aim about there and in between, but the quartering shot just won't work at all. Oh, we can do a rear artery leg shot here. Oh, let's try. So we got wind to the left. It's gonna be about here and right into the artery. I think it hit a branch. I think it hit. Yeah, I think it hit a branch right in front of me. I wonder if I can find it. I don't even think they ran very far. Oh, there they are. They're going this way. Oh, there they ran. But they don't seem... Yeah, they wouldn't have gone too far. Maybe I'll go after them and just try it again here. I know I wanted to try all the different zones, but I'm thinking if there was one that was going to be easy to approach, it was going to be the rest one. I don't think any of them are going to be easier than this. But where'd the bolt hit? I seen like a green sort of puff of leaves come up when I hit something. So I'm pretty sure I hit a stick or something. So we'll just walk up here. Oh, is there blood or is that is droppings? There's something there. Oh, it's just urine. Okay. Yeah, so I did hit something in front. Well, let's go this way a bit. Oh, the wind's going right at him now. Ah, man. Darn it. Well, here they are. 176 meters out, but wind's going right at them. I'm not going to be able to maneuver enough to avoid the wind getting them, though. There's just no way. The cone's going to be too wide. I think they already smelled me. Well, yeah, it's going to be a rifle shot. So much for me being an archer. Yeah, I'm already losing patience. I'm going to hit one of these sticks, too. I can sneak it into his heart. Get out of the way, cow. Is he hit hard enough? He might be. Okay, last seen him kind of through there. I'll give him a minute there. Did they all go running? Yeah, they were taking their time though. I got the 300 here, so that should be no problem. Alright, let's go get them. I think I might want to play on multiplayer, maybe just like private server once in a while going forward in some sort of capacity. Because I do like the fact that you can open up the map and still be walking. That's pretty cool. That's handy. And I'm thinking if I want to do some ranger hunting, since you can't really herd manage on ranger, not very effectively at all, that just doing a separate, you know, a new spawn and just hunt whatever you see on ranger might be the way to go. Oh, we got some mule deer. Oh, he's down right there. There's some mules. Let's just see if there's anything in there for fun. I guess we can try and approach these guys and see how close we get. What are mule doing right now? 3 o'clock, 3:20. What's a mule deer doing right now? Oh, They're rusting. Wait, are elk? Okay, they're both rusting. I thought they were a bit more different than that, but I guess not. Okay, these guys just started to rust. Alright, well let's try and do that then. But mule deer are definitely easier than elk. So let's just see how this goes. I was using elk just because of how sensitive they are. Okay, let's pick this guy. Ooh, I was way off on the heart there. Not even sure how that happened. Oh well. He's a 69% 1-star? I guess he's just a young mature. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking about that. Just doing multiplayer random map spawns. Might be fun. And do some ranger hunting on it. We'll see going forward. And not have to worry about herd managing at all. But it's kind of fun to have that part in there. This guy's looking fairly dark, but is that just the shade? Hold on a second. Wait, I don't like how it tint. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Seriously? They were telling me that the multiplayer was the way to go to get rares. It kind of feels like I'm cheating now. Really? That's what I mean. People are saying. Yeah, multiplayer spawns rares. So there's some proof. I will try take them, because why not? I mean, I can't age them, right? Normally I would not. Like on the single player map, I wouldn't age him, or I would age him on the single player before taking him. Well, we still need to see how close I can get here. The wind is good. We got a red fox. So this is much easier right now, for sure, than the elk. The elk are crazy difficult. This guy's moving within range. Oh, did he just go alert? Yeah, okay, so 60 meters. Bring that up, we got a hard wind to the right. No hunter sense. 60 meters, hard wind. It's about there. Oh, nice. Okay, you gotta like that. I didn't even use the hunter sense dot. Nice. Alright. So, they're certainly doable for archery, I would say. And I got pretty close. So this is why I keep thinking that the rest zones are easier to approach. Because I got 50 or 60 meters, I suppose. I don't know. It always makes me feel that's what's happening. Anyways, melanistic deer, I guess. Mule deer. Why not? Why not? Heart shot too. All right, yeah. See, yeah, I know he's a rare, and I will taxidermy him, but I would not have taken him as an adult. I would have monitored his age and got him bigger. Even though he wouldn't have gotten that big, I still would have done that. Anyways, well, let's taxidermy him. I've got to do some thinking about this multiplayer stuff, if I'm going to utilize it or not. I imagine I'll stay single player. But I'm thinking if I want to do a ranger hunt once in a while, that I might just do like a multiplayer private server so I don't have to worry about messing up the herds or anything like that. That could be fun. and then say I was on Ranger and I got him, see, I would count that as a trophy, right? Because that would be hard enough. So I might try that. That's something I'll think about. But we've got lots of stuff coming up here, of course, with Africa, so it's going to be tons of distractions. So that'll be something for another day, or maybe maybe between now and release day, maybe I'll try a ranger hunting multiplayer mode here, because I don't actually have too much science to do anymore at the moment. So in multiplayer, if you come into the game and with this hunting lodge here, see, I can't mount or interact with anything, even though it's my lodge. Does everybody see, like, the players that are joining, do they see your same lodge here? Or do they see their own when they come in? I'm guessing they see the host? Anyways, I'm trying to remember some of these guys. There's that mule deer. Remember him. There's an elk I got a long time ago. It's a 5-star. And the whitetail, I actually don't remember this guy. And Hungry Bear him. I remember this guy, he was a solo moose. And I got tons of 5-star badgers. And I remember that 5-star fox. See, I can remember most of them. I remember this guy. This was within like the first month or two of the game. 5-star goat. That's my second 5-star bear. And that's that exciting wolf I got. Anyways, I like being able to remember a bunch of them. And yeah, I remember you. I do not remember. How did I always forget? How did I already forget this bighorn sheep? Oh no. Oh well. Can't remember every one of the harvests anyways. Alright, well I think that will be good for now. So a bit of an episode. I wanted to cover a bunch of that. I don't really need to recap or anything like that, but I thought it was important to summarize the science test I did in a live stream, just to let you know that it does look like if you do take enough does in a single game year, that it might reduce your herd cap, because it certainly did on mine. And watch out for those solo animals that don't seem to spawn, like that whitetail out there on single player. And yeah, I did want to check out more elk, but just that experience there tested all my patience there trying to sneak in on that rust zone. And my assumption is it's going to be the same each zone, just because of the experience I've already had with it. But those mule deer are okay to sneak up on though. So, all right, I think that's it for now. So I'm going to sign off here. Like always, leave any questions in the comments, and I'll get to them. Any comments or concerns. And happy hunting, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care.